Welcome to episode 4 of the Racing Addicts podcast. We're here in home of the Biased Studios.
Holla. Yeah, we are.
We're working a 3-pack tonight. Nolan is here.
Hi.
Mitch is not here.
We are Mitchless, which
It's
is
hard
very
to tell in the studio camera angles, but he is right here.
Like, hold on. There
Like, right?
and there.
I can
And
grab
there?
his.
Woo!
I can grab his Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, this is swagging the official retirement today.
You got some good swag. I thought he announced he was unretired. I feel like I saw that this
Pretty
week.
sure he cried all day long in a press conference.
Oh, man.
And then
He couldn't even get the words out.
he was like
actually
bawling.
amazing.
It was like the most emotional drop I've ever seen.
There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
But
This episode of the Racing Addicts podcast is brought to you by Viagra.
There's a couple back here.
Yeah, Mark Martin.
Yeah.
There's about 8 of them, actually.
Some Valvoline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pfizer. Oh.
Hey.
I like him a little less. Anyway.
This is an immediate shout out to my parents that had to explain to an 11-year-old who suddenly his favorite driver was sponsored by Viagra to what the heck Viagra was.
That's fantastic. That is awkward.
Because I was
Well,
11. I was 11
well,
years
Alex,
old. Yeah.
That is where you came from.
So, all right, we're already going down this rabbit trail. I'm just going to tell this story.
Which one?
So
Shout
I
out
was
Tim.
I was a naive.
OG.
You know how naive I am now. I was 11, so like what I have now, like in a third, or times 3, and I was wearing a Mark Martin shirt, so of course the big old Viagra logo. I mean, right in the center of the chest. And there was a kid at school that said, "Oh, that makes old people happy." Which I then took the liberty of repeating to everyone I met when they're like, Viagra. I'm like, well, it makes old people happy. It's a good thing. So,
That was
I mean, he wasn't wrong, but he was wrong. You know what I mean?
Young Alex and his innocence.
Oh,
It's precious.
yeah. So thank you, Ryan Blaney, for being sponsored by like Pennzoil and Body Armor. That is
hey,
so
body
much
armor.
easier.
I got one of those today.
Hey, look at that. I actually, speaking of body armor, I got a fancy new little diecast here. I have the
Alex is also
Coke
close to me on
600.
this side.
I know. It's ridiculous. We're in a 10x10 room in case no one knows that.
Hello.
The people listening are like, what am I listening to?
Oh, we are completely off the rails. This is a great time to announce, if you would like to watch the insanity, we do have all full-length episodes on YouTube now, with
Wow,
the exception
we're
of
YouTube?
last week, because last
can
week I
YouTube
screwed
this?
up the video capture.
I looked for it last week and
Sorry. Listen, I could barely stand watching
I thought
that
I was
video
going to
for
make
like
my
a 30-second
YouTube
reel.
debut.
Oh, you're on YouTube already.
Oh, I'm on YouTube?
Yeah, there's quite a few of you already, but there will
Yeah.
be more of you. Yeah.
I don't
I got-
remember giving consent.
Oh, you did. You were heavy on the Bush Latte.
The shoe fits.
Ross
It's a
Chastain.
Warm Bush Light.
We do it for Ross. We do it all for Ross. Well, we were completely off the rails already. We're 5 minutes in. Not even.
Let's talk about Ross Chastain. As of today, Monday, 8 days clean of calls in a wreck.
I'm blown away. We should probably pay attention to the board. The board
Yeah.
has been updated.
It's been updated.
I took the liberty to put in there the drama of the week or some of it.
Error blocking MFR.
Yeah, those are the words of Ryan Blaney at Phoenix last year after he won his championship. He couldn't just
Arrow
be happy.
blocking.
Couldn't just be happy about it. Had to complain a little bit because Ross ruined his party.
So what you're
Can't
saying
have it
is
all.
last
Sorry.
week when I specifically called him out for being a baby back, Ross then followed me up by agreeing.
It was like fortuitous. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Did you just say dude, this is a NASCAR podcast.
I'm going to have to bust my dictionary out real quick. You guys keep
Fortuitous?
talking.
I don't even know if I know how to say that.
Bust your dictionary out.
No, I think the Ross Chastain Ryan Blaney rivalry might be the unexpected rivalry of the season. And honestly, like, since we're both such avid fans, I'm here for it. I think it's going to be awesome.
Me too. This is the same thing I said at Phoenix. Like, I can understand Blaney's frustration.
He's going to get his knocked out. Don't go swinging against Ross.
Ross is just enough hood that I don't
He's
know
the
that I'd
melon
wanna
buster,
take him
baby, and
off.
I'm telling you.
Ask Noah Gragson.
Yeah, too.
I love Ross with his, don't do it, don't do it, don't
It's
do it.
kinda like-
Pow!
It was kind of like on, what was that? kind of like in Mortal Kombat. You know how when you get hit and your health goes down?
That's
Noah Gragson got hit. He went from a 42 to a 10.
Yeah,
Wham!
So I guess so.
Speaking of that upgrade, do we bring out now top six for Noah Gragson?
Noah
Yeah.
Gragson is looking hot.
I mean,
I'm pretty impressed with everything he's doing, honestly.
yeah. I don't know if it sticks, but man, what a start.
Yeah.
I mean, he had run a total of, 5 laps before this weekend because he got caught up in the lap 6. Oh, it must have been more than that because it was the lap 6 thing at
Yeah, he
Daytona,
had
and then he
a
got
lot
caught
of
in the lap
rough.
2 thing at Atlanta. So this was like the first race that Noah ran, and he finished the 6th.
I can think of 2 drivers that outperformed expectation that applies to, where they got caught up in wrecks early and then they got to make their full race debut and they raced well. And the other one would be Carson Hocevar, who was racing. He could finish 13th. And we'll get to that.
He
But
did
yeah,
not finish 13th. He finished 15th.
Oh, I was misinformed. Anyway,
I thought it was 13th too, so I'm equally wrong.
Brad Keselowski finished 13th.
That's
nobody
what
cares
it was.
about him.
I was thinking about you guys, and that's why I had 13th associated.
Yeah.
13th, baby. Hey, where's my Swifties at? Ooh.
So I'm just gonna here's my first
The
question.
Taylor Swift number, 13.
I know. I'm just disappointed that you brought it up.
I have 2 little girls that live with me.
Okay.
I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed that Nolan just totally pulled that out. So now that we have,
Your dad left this for you.
God bless you. I'll take it.
I already ate one of them, though.
So I
Oh, that was
it's
really
gone.
bad. That was...
found it. We got it. We're good. We're good.
I
ladies and
decided
gentlemen.
I need a sponsor, and I'm going to put it on the bottom of my water bottle.
Yeah. I got a round you suck, just go away sticker we can put there.
Sure.
Oh, I do too. I still got some OG 1 Echo 1, man.
So back to NASCAR. Pretty dominating weekend by HendrickMotorsports.com as a sponsor.
Dude, you
Shocker.
called that last night, and I didn't even think about that till you said it.
Like, holy cow. Larson dominated, swept everything.
That's a good week. That's a good week. They got 2 wins and
2
a
wins
lot of laps.
And a lot of laps led. A lot of TV
Man.
time. Ty Gibbs also, I think he's doing very well.
Very fast. I was way impressed with him yesterday, and that hurts me inside to say because I'm not a Ty Gibbs fan.
Well, Jesus loves him.
Does he though?
Yeah.
So okay,
Love your
my
enemies,
favorite
right?
my favorite Ty Gibbs moment yesterday was him MFing his car while he's driving a He Gets Us car. And I may have made a tweet about it, but because they played his radio in the broadcast, and he's like MFing his transmission, and then it's like, He Gets Us. I thought, man, maybe that's the next ad, right? Like, I think that's got to be it. Like, this mother effing transmission, He Gets Us. Man,
Pause.
you thought the feet commercial was bad. Hold my beer.
What did you mean by that exactly?
Let's evaluate this further.
Austin Dillon. Pretty good finish, 16th. That's about as good as he'll get all year.
My gosh.
Josh Berry, 20th.
Right
still
out of the
mediocre.
gate.
Chase Briscoe and Nemechek. Okay. Ryan Preece. So, yeah, looks like SHR is back at it. Mediocre finishes, top 20s, besides
Yeah.
Gregson.
So here was my thought right out of the gate yesterday, because this was our first race that we actually got to see the new Toyota, the new Ford, and the new Chevy. And I felt like the race started out pretty Chevy dominant, but because at the first half of the race, there was like 2 Fords in the top 20. And that was it. And the rest of them were like 30th. But by the end of the race, I think we actually ended with, 6 or 7 Fords in the top 20. So, because we saw them gradually getting better, which gives me hope for A, the Ford program, but B, I think our manufacturer parity is actually going to be pretty phenomenal this year. Because what's cool, in the top 6, we had 2 of each manufacturer, which is really neat. And I don't feel like we've seen that in a long time.
That is nice.
So I don't know what you guys think. I felt like I saw enough that I'm kind of excited for this year because I think the manufacturer parity is back. Obviously, Ford was at a huge disadvantage last year.
Watching the race, it was really neat listening to the commentary from the broadcast booth, Kevin Harvick specifically, because they did make mention of that a lot, like the different manufacturers, the new noses, 2 of the 3, and the different strengths and weaknesses that I don't think I would have been keyed in on otherwise. I mean, I think I would have just assumed, well, maybe it's a setup difference. Maybe, they're running a different setup, and that could be a part of it. But truly, you do see such a big difference with the different programs, the new noses, and like the Fords are obviously really good at super speedways. They were talking about how Toyotas might have more downforce, which would mean more drag. So on the long run, they did seem to gain positions. Tyler Reddick, we'll talk about that, how he kept coming up near the front and beating deficits. Same thing with Ty Gibbs. He had that issue, no first gear. What was that about the training? Never mind. Anyway. But no, it's neat to watch because the Toyotas were so bad at the speed tracks, the super speedways in qualifying, and it makes you think, okay, maybe they do have a lot more drag, but it's a downforce thing. So the long run, it's really interesting. We'll have to pay attention to that moving forward. Obviously, the Chevys are still really good despite no changes. And
yeah. And I think that's where I'm at, because Chevy was at such a big advantage last year, is that it feels like now we're entering where it's kind of on the individual teams, which I like.
Yeah.
I like to see good teams be good. So
what I like seeing too on that note is there are certain manufacturer changes, and then like the third or fourth best team for a manufacturer, seeing them run inside the top 10. So like Spire has moved up into contention. It looks like
big time.
We talked about Front Row moving up as a Ford team and RFK at the end of last year. And then Toyota. I mean, we actually saw Eric Jones. Didn't he finish pretty well?
Yeah,
I think he ended up
14th.
Yeah,
14th. He was running pretty well.
Also in front of Carson Hocevar.
We saw John Hunter Nemechek. I mean, did he finish 16th? Is that what I'm saying, or is that points?
This is points over here.
Okay. Anyway, he was running in the top 10 on speed at one point.
22nd.
Okay, well, forget that. But anyway, you're seeing a lot more parity.
I think so.
It's neat.
Corey LaJoie, 32nd.
Yeah, that was a disappointing end for him, because the first half of his race, he ran such a good race. And I think, so my theory is, we kind of saw the track go through a change at the end of the second stage. And I think what happened is, because the 7 was doing well, they were afraid to touch anything. Because I noticed after that second stage, the 7 was dropping like a rock, and then just overdrove it trying to make speed and wrecked it. The 6 did not touch him. I'm sorry. That was all.
He didn't have to. He just he saw who was behind him, and that
was all.
I was a little afraid for the first couple minutes. Like I'm like, oh no,
because it happened before. Was that Auto Club last year when Brad wrecked the 7?
It might have been. It has happened enough,
especially at Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta.
Yes. And I do want to give an update, since we haven't really covered this. Corey LaJoie is above the points to Carson Hocevar.
Yeah, he had a really good first 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Really
well, Carson Hocevar, to be clear, did crash in like the first 10 laps of each race. Or that's not true. At Atlanta.
And they are all in front of Brad Keselowski, including.
Go ahead.
Austin Dillon, Harrison Burton, my 2 least favorite drivers.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on.
Your Austin-centric hate is still one of my favorite things in the world. I think it's hilarious. Which, by the way, you see who's P2 in points now, right? Yeah, girl, come on, get it.
The championship.
Young Blaney.
I like that.
YBB. Truex is third.
That's CBB to you.
Kyle Larson is the current leader. Byron in fourth. Wreck-It Ross in fifth.
Yeah, boy.
Kyle Busch in sixth. Chase Elliott having a pretty good year so far. I mean,
better than last
year. Contention.
That's for sure.
Daniel Suarez, that's a little bit of a knockout. He got the win, but still. And Ty Gibbs, Denny Hamlin to wrap up the 10. Pretty big. Yeah. And then Austin suck. I don't want to say suck, but I guess that's what I'm going to go to.
I don't want to say it. Says it.
Sorry.
Podcast will be out Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
No,
so that's that.
2 things I noticed yesterday. Chastain had a lot of speed. I felt like we got to see 2022 Ross again.
I was surprised that his 2 tires kept up.
I think
end there.
I'm not. They only had about 10 or 12 laps. I was surprised more people didn't do it. Phil Surgeon looked like a genius, which I just wanted to give him a shout because Ross seems to always be on the good end of different pit decisions.
Strategy.
Yeah, the strategies are great. That's a team thing.
Well, it was impressive that he sped on pit road, actually he got themselves a lap down, and then earned it back.
Yep.
And
I think this is the third time in 3 weeks he's done that, by the way.
Yeah, I think in his one interview he said it's happened every week now.
Yeah. Now Kyle Busch did it 4 times in 3 weeks, or it had 4 incidents in 3 weeks. He's somehow got that record.
You'd think. I mean,
and he's 6 in points. So
I get trying to make time on pit road, but weigh the cost, man. I mean, yeah, we're there.
That's
so. The other thing I noticed yesterday, Cindric had a really good starting spot and still ended up where he always finishes. So
I mean,
it's just. I didn't feel like there was a lot of surprises yesterday.
No,
a lot of the guys that ended up towards the front are kind of. I mean, Kyle Larson dominated at Vegas. We all predicted that going into the weekend. So I don't know. It just felt like a proper race yesterday.
Who did I pick?
I picked Larson.
Picked Busch.
You did pick Busch. Which Busch, if he wouldn't have had that pit
speeding
road
penalty,
issue.
He would have been there.
Yep. He was a top 3 car all day, so that was a good pick.
Did anybody pick Kyle Larson?
I did.
I did. Kyle Larson. Picked the 24.
Yeah.
Well,
who he just never, once he got in the back of the pack, he just couldn't pass. Because he got back up to a top 10, I think, but that was
You have to wonder if that engine was
that's true. That is true.
350 degrees is kind of nuts.
That's a lot of heat. That's a lot.
I'm surprised it made it to the end of the race.
Proof
that they can put more horsepower into it and they'll be fine. NASCAR.
Big motor. Team Big Motor. Team Big Motor, please.
Tune them up. Let's go. You guys mentioned Corey LaJoie and his woes. I wanted to ask you guys if you saw anything about him and Carson Hocevar having a problem with Carson Hocevar.
I saw the clip of him saying that, and I don't...
What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it'd be nice if I could see a clip of what he's angry about.
Yeah, me too. I agree. I mean, I would have watched on board Carson's car if I had the chance to watch it live. I ended up watching it 2 hours after the race. I watched the replay, basically. But that's not important. The point is, from what I saw, they were racing close, around a dozen, top 12,
Yeah.
12th, 13th place. They did have a lot of passing each other. And I don't know what the issue was, but I do know Carson Hocevar is aggressive, and I also know Corey LaJoie is starting to piss me off early. And I'm starting to notice a little trend with him. It's stuff that I've known for a while, and I want to kind of reel back a thing I said after Daytona, which was I'm really excited for Corey LaJoie and Spire's new success, which, by the way, Spire's had a lot of new success in the trucks and everywhere.
Yeah.
So they're obviously doing pretty good. But I heard Corey say something. It's so great we get to talk about Corey, not because he sucks, but because he's in the top 10 and he's relevant, basically. But with this relevancy,
totally different.
With this relevancy, though, I have some comments because I was kind of praising him after Daytona. Nice. Bush. But then I think back to the truck race and the really dumb decisions he made to push 10 car lengths past the field, and then he got swallowed up in that race twice.
Yeah.
And it's what are you doing? And I've said this last year, and I've said it after watching him. He just does dumb things when the spotlight's on him. It's I don't know why. It's almost like he gets stage fright.
I think Corey is still struggling with the mental side of it. He has the ability, and I feel like he's shown that he has the ability, but you're 100% right, because he had multiple opportunities last year that it was dude, even just there. And I think he's getting better because I saw things yesterday that impressed me out of him. The way he was managing during stage 2, I was okay, this is a better Corey. And then I don't know if they were just afraid to whatever. And then he ended up wrecking himself. And it was man, I don't want to see this because I like him. I want to see him do well.
I thought
Mitch, I love Corey. Did you get mad at these two guys?
I said I love Corey too. I want it for him,
Yeah. I don't know.
Nolan does not want it for him.
Just be better. I don't know. Well, here's the thing. Is what I thought. How old is Corey LaJoie? Is he 32? Is he in his early 30s? I was just wondering, with all this newfound speed that they
I don't know why I'm not sitting in my microphone. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
Talking back here.
You're good.
Hello.
Enjoying your beer.
Hello.
With Corey, he's in his early 30s, right? So I do wonder, oh yeah, they got new speed at Spire, but like it's only been 3 months since the end of the last season. How much do old guys really change? I think young guys who are, they're changing, but some of these guys that are in their 30s, like, who they are. I don't know if they're ever really going to change. I think his equipment's changed, but with that, this is my whole point.
Do you think that he's gotten too used to not being successful?
I think it's a him thing. It's like, dude, it's like he just can't handle this. Like, it's almost like the lights are too bright or something.
Well, I do know for sure.
That's Alex's fault.
Sorry. His driving style has to change because he's been a conservation driver for, 6-7 years? Because he was in the 72, then the 32, and then he was the OG Spire guy. So I feel like this is the year where he can finally put the gloves on. But with that, I think he almost has to relearn how to race these tracks.
Maybe. I mean, he's got issues.
I think that's part of it.
He's got issues that we've talked about in the past where, like, if he gets in the top, if the spotlight's on him, he just seems to do the weirdest things. He did it earlier this year. He's done it here. This is what I assume this is, Yeah. But anyway, I wanted to talk about something quick, too, where I heard an interview with him. He obviously has a chip on his shoulder. He has all this confidence and stuff like that. He kind of has an ego about it, honestly, is the way I'm perceiving it now. He talked about how I'm so thankful that Spire has all this money and stuff in it. And he kind of said something about, like, now that he has all these young guys that have the privilege of coming in here in their first year and they weren't here during the dark years. Like, I don't know if you heard that or not, but basically he said something. It might have been at Daytona. He was just like, after he finished well, I think he said something to the effect of, I was here during the dark years, and now these guys basically have the privilege of coming here. And now, week 3, he's already mad at Carson Hocevar in interviews talking about him. I think he's a little bit jealous. I think he's mad that someone like Carson Hocevar could step into a ride as a teammate of his, run in the top 13. He's outperformed him, kind of. I mean, not necessarily. He didn't outperform him yesterday. But, like, Corey wrecks himself, and then he's talking bad about his teammates. He's on, I don't want to say fraud watch, but he's on watch. Since you're editing,
there's gonna be so much editing in this episode.
He's on watch. That's where I'm at with Corey LaJoie. That's why I have the 77 merch on, by the way, because
he's two times better than Corey.
Yes, exactly. Twice the talent.
I think Corey's going to get there. Like I said, I think there's just a huge transformation that he's having to go through this year.
I think there's a lot of people that are. I get what you're saying about how he's a little,
Well, he definitely has the pressure on him this year. Blaney-esque. My gosh.
Denny-ish, Blaney-ish.
Same
thing, really.
Oh, my gosh.
It's honestly, I really hope Blaney turns it around. But
what has he done?
What has he done?
No, Blaney could be a better teammate, too, now that you're talking about it. His teammates just...
Leave him high.
Oh, my gosh.
They're there for him all the time, and he just leaves them high and dry.
His teammates suck. I will put this on record every episode. Blaney has the worst teammates in NASCAR. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I've decided I'm going to bring this up every episode. I know.
I feel like I need to just do my due diligence.
Anyway, that's thanks for coming to my TED Talk. But yes, he's on my list.
He definitely. I think there's more pressure on Corey than we realized for this year because of the success that Zane Smith and Carson Hocevar are rolling into the team with.
Yep.
Because
exactly
they're winners.
Yeah. Well, and now
winners.
So regardless of what happens this season,
and I'm not talking limited stock.
You can't blame the equipment this year because you're going to have that measure of where the equipment's at. Like, so someone else made the comparison of SHR, where last year SHR you knew whether it was the equipment or not because you had Kevin Harvick, and now this year you don't know because it's like. I mean, not to be rude, but Chase Briscoe, Noah Gragson, Ryan Preece, and Josh Berry.
Better take Noah off that list.
I don't know. He was impressive yesterday, but now Spire's in the opposite situation where you've got a truck champion, somebody who is a big winner in the lower series, and Corey. So now it's like, okay, if one of these cars doesn't run well, and we know all 3 cars are on A-motor programs this year. So I think Corey's definitely feeling that pressure.
Here's what I have to say about that. Pressure is a part of racecraft. It's going to come from all sorts of places. It's going to be on the track, off the track, your relationship with yourself, qualifying. How you handle pressure is a part of who you are as an executor of what it is you're doing every week.
Yeah. And I think that's the big difference because I don't know that Corey's really had that pressure before.
Well, he's
You know what I
obviously
mean?
had some pressure. I feel like he relishes the underdog role to the point where it's like he's his own worst enemy when he actually has speed. It's like, how are you going to find a way? It's almost like a subconscious thing. It's like,
It might be.
you know what I mean? Where it's like, are you really a winner? And that sounds really bad, but it's like, that's a good question. It's like, are you a winner? Are you here to dominate? Or are you here? And then you're like, oh no, I'm in the top 10. And you're just.
Don't mess up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, whatever that is. And, I almost empathize because I've been there. But like, with anything, I mean, he's got the speed now. I wonder what he's going to do with it versus his teammates, because apparently he's already kind of talking bad about them after he spun himself out. And to me, it's just like, what is that exactly?
It's not a good look. I really do think he's going to get there. I think Corey's still going to have a really good year, but you're right. There's going to be a little bit of a process he has to go through.
I think he's under more pressure than Ricky Stenhouse when he was dating Danica and pretending she was a good driver.
Oh, man. Yeah.
What? Is that a standard to scale by?
It's so
sure.
funny to watch those old Ricky clips where people make fun of her because he just would go, and then as soon as the camera shuts off, he's like, yeah, she's awful. She charges moon rocks. Like, it's freaking weird.
So let's move on to Xfinity. Talk about that for a second. John Hunter won the race. Cole Custer was second.
Those are my thoughts of John Hunter.
Austin Hill lowered his average from first to fourth.
Yeah.
Still has a median finish of second place.
Really, he's falling apart, man. Like, I don't know how they can expect to complete the season with this.
Yeah, I mean, I think also another person who should be on the fraud watch, if we're going to be putting people there, is Miss Haley Deegan.
I think so.
I don't think so.
Do you think that was a positive or a negative for her?
I thought it was positive. I mean, top 15 in that car.
If
I thought
top
that was good.
15 is positive, you're on your way out.
Yeah, but you got to think, she's still a rookie, like a rookie. So I was good with top 15.
We'll see.
I thought that was a win for this weekend.
We'll see. She better start doing something.
I think that it validates to some extent her other Xfinity start at Vegas where she finished 13th. So to me, finishing 15th just means, okay, you've repeated it. Let's see what you do at other tracks. I mean, we still don't know. This is the first real race where it's all speed and skill.
And both of the previous races, she got wrecked on like lap 5 by someone doing something stupid. So like that
is true.
This was the first time she made it to like lap 15 in a race. So
True.
I'm still good. I'm optimistic that Haley will have a good year.
I'm indifferent about the whole thing. If she does great. I mean, I believe in meritocracy. So,
Hey, competitive sports, you got to be good.
Yep, exactly.
Moving on to the Truck Series, big number 1 win for Raja Karuth.
Good for him, man. That's good to see.
I enjoyed his post-race interview. And air blocking SOB, I guess, right?
I mean, he earned it, man. It was good
He
stuff.
was fast.
He was, and one of our friends of the podcast made it onto the broadcast because he ran onto the front stretch to congratulate him. So
saw Brad.
Perez,
Yep.
that was cool.
Nice.
I texted Cabretti. Was like, hey, I just saw Brad on TV.
Yeah, that's because Cabretti texted me too. He's like, I heard Brad was on TV. Was he racing? I'm like, no, but he was still on TV.
TV time is TV time.
TV time. Hey, and this was the same week that Raja locked down sponsorship for the whole season. So HendrickCars will be on that
HendrickCars.
truck. Yep.
He won the pole. I mean,
Won the pole, won
Yeah.
the race.
What more can you do, man?
That's awesome.
It's a good week.
Yeah. Look out. Hey, shout out to iRacing. This is, when I found out he was an iRacer, I mean, that's starting to prove to be like a really, really good training tool.
It is. It's also
legitimate.
proving that maybe they're not really athletes. But we'll leave that one go.
Well, I guarantee I couldn't do it.
I mean-
whatever that's worth.
That's just because you suck at driving. You guys know that he has to have the front light on in the car when he's driving in the dark?
Oh, dude, my eyesight,
He's like,
it's bad.
his worst.
bad.
Road tripping with Alex in the dark is impossible. He's like, click, click, the sun.
Yeah, the dome light, like
The
in the
dome
car.
light.
Yeah.
Sorry. I have the eyes of a 65-year-old. You can thank my dad for that. Jeans.
Thanks, Tim.
Next road trip with you, I'm gonna I'll have to put my sunglasses on. That night.
It has gotten better because I did fix the headlights in the car this week, and actually I did not have to drive with the dome light on.
Nice.
So they were bad, dude. Like they were clouded to the point that when I got them cleaned, I drove it that night and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been missing for all
Oh,
these
that's what you did to
years.
fix it? You got the
Yeah.
cloudiness off and stuff?
Dude,
So,
it
when
was
my
like
Volvo-
it was bad.
I got new headlights on my Volvo a couple years ago, like the whole new everything, and it's like, and it
a
makes
totally
it
new
look
experience.
it's like crazy.
Yeah. No, that's it's worth the money. Yeah. Oh, the $12 kit I bought, worth every penny.
So overall,
Nice.
I would say a B+ for the weekend for racing. I think the product wasn't horrible.
NASCAR racing, that is.
NASCAR racing,
F1
yes.
racing.
F1,
Still sucks.
Yeah.
Still sucks.
I feel sorry for you guys, except you guys could just watch NASCAR, so I don't feel that sorry for you.
yeah, I don't know. I can't get into F1. It's like
It's
I did just watch a video of a guy get his leg run over by.
What?
He was the pit when they dropped the car. It like ran him over. He was one of the tire changers.
Did this just happen, or is this from like the past?
I don't know. It was on.
Oh, okay.
It was on the TikToks.
It was
Gotcha.
on the TikTok reels.
gotcha.
The TikTok reels.
It could have been yesterday. It could have been 2004. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I just can't get past like the level of pretentiousness in F1. Honestly, that's the biggest thing for me because like they just
Makes you think of like Ricky Bobby, huh?
they're like
Like
rich, arrogant a-holes. Like that is F1, and I don't know. That's my biggest holdup.
yeah.
And then the racing product is just like the cherry on the top. Like, oh, this sucks.
I heard it was like $4,000 to go to the qualifying or practice event
Dude.
at Vegas.
In addition,
Yeah, and then they canceled it.
NASCAR fans
and with no refunds.
Like, how pretentious do you have to be? To
I know,
do that?
and they're like, oh, up yours.
Wow.
I could barely justify going to Dover like for like $100 all in.
Dude, and have you seen what F1 merch costs at the track? Like
I can only imagine.
like a t-shirt and hat, you are spending $400.
What?
Oh yeah, dude. And that was the biggest thing. So they cancel the one night. They kick all the fans out that spent like thousands of dollars to be there. And they're like, we're not doing refunds, but we're going to give you $100 voucher to merch. That, oh, by the way, a hat is $200.
Look, if any F1 fan is out there listening for some reason and they're not a fan of NASCAR, I would just like to say to you,
Go to
turn
a
into
race.
COTA, turn into Circuit of the Americas,
That's true.
and you will see a superior road racing product, and you might even recognize some names. But honestly, like,
And our road course package sucks right now, but I'll still take it over F1.
oh my gosh, yeah, we've had some great finishes at road courses. So I mean, hopefully it rains. Pray for rain too.
Pray for rain. And I wanted to put the ramps in the backstretch again.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, never.
No.
The Mario Kart ramps.
Yeah. Best race of my life.
The best part of that weekend was they had huge issues in the Xfinity race, changed nothing for the Cup race, and then they're like, oh, we didn't know it was going to be a problem. I'm like, you saw it the day before.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whee!
entertainment. Oh my god.
Indianapolis road course will forever be a meme since I guess it's dead now, right?
Thank
We've
God.
got
I mean, let's be honest. It's probably going to suck on the oval this year, but I'll still take it.
Probably.
We'll see.
Because the road course sucked too. So
So I think we have 2 weeks until the sportsmen are racing.
yeah, we're getting really close because it's March now, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Softball season starts.
We probably need to go to BAPS together and do some sportsman action.
We got to do it early because once the summer gets here, I'm going to be at the beach.
No fun.
Got
No
a beach. Got to use the beach house.
Well, that's true.
Fair enough.
We're poor now. We can't afford a beach house, so BAPS is cheaper.
Apps is cheap.
But
Anywho.
no, I'm looking forward to it. We got to get to some sprint cars and everything this year. There's so much good racing in our backyard, and I feel like we never get to see it.
Yeah. Well, you just have to go.
I know.
That would be the solution to that problem.
I would say you have an excuse, but I make it to races and I have kids. You don't have any excuse.
Yeah, I made it so.
You don't even work production that much anymore.
Heck no. I don't work Saturday nights. Done with that time of life. Because I think I only made it to like 4 sprint car races last year. Like it was not. I haven't been to Port Royal, one of the best dirt tracks in the world. It's 20 minutes from my house. I have not been there since 2022.
Jeez, man.
I know.
Don't take it for granted.
I know. I feel like
Shame
we
on
need to
you,
take it-
Alex.
We'd be taking
Shame
advantage of
on
this.
you.
Speaking of which, World of Outlaws are running right now in Volusia,
Well,
if anyone cares.
I don't. Thanks for asking.
Oh, you're welcome. I know.
If anyone even cares.
I think I'm the sprint car guy in the group for sure. So
Well,
I like the idea of sprint cars. I like going to a race here and there. It's neat to watch.
I don't like
Following
watching it on television.
Yeah, that's just it. That's the big part for me. Is like, is
Maybe
it
if
worth
they had better
following?
camera angles, like not the flows.
better than Fox.
You know what? We could talk about Fox. I do want to say that since this is the second race I've seen of Fox this year, I'm not even clowning the Clash. I actually think they did up their production.
They did.
Some of the
actually.
things they're doing are better, and I think Kevin Harvick has given a giant boost. You guys
Dude.
notice Clint Boyer sounded like, I don't know, like
Jealous.
nervous in the booth yesterday.
Yeah.
He sounded like oddly nervous.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't know. I
He partied too hard in Vegas.
Well, maybe. Because my big takeaway
been.
was I thought the booth yesterday was phenomenal.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Like I thought, and then I don't know if you saw the clip of Kyle Larson and Clint Boyer going after each other.
No, was this pre-race or something?
No, it was. It must have been after stage 2 because they were doing their like interview the stage winner over the radio thing, and Clint made some joke about Kyle. I wish I could remember what he said, and Kyle just snapped right back.
Really?
And it was so funny. And then Clint sent another one back, and then Kyle had another one. And it was like, oh my gosh, this is really good. Yeah. And the production actually didn't suck yesterday.
Yeah, I'll give it to him.
I must have missed it.
Yeah.
These guys are out there risking their lives, 70-mile-an-hour wind, clipped to the side rails, trying not to blow away.
Yeah. No, I think Fox has been hearing all the whining because I thought yesterday was a big step up.
Yeah, they're making
I'm glad
little
you thought
changes.
that too.
Yeah, they're making little changes, and then Kevin Harvick is obviously the big one. So, hey, you know, another broadcasting change we should talk about.
Huge
is Dale
broadcasting changes. Dale going to Amazon.
Is that what he's doing? Amazon Prime or
Nothing is official yet, but it's the Athletic leaked it, so you know it's probably right.
okay? Yeah, we knew it was going to
pretty
be a
good.
streaming service. We knew.
Which honestly is it's devastating to my season, to be honest with you.
Well, the rumor is he's going to Amazon and TNN. So he's going to do both, basically everyone that's not Fox or NBC.
So it'll be 10 races in the middle of the season, I think. Right?
Yes, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd
Is
be
that
good.
this year?
No.
No.
So we have no Dale Jr. in the booth this year, which is really sad.
Wait, really? So this year it's already expired?
His contract was through 2023, so he is contractless right now.
Oh, do we even know who the booth's going to be?
So the rumor I'm seeing a lot of is Kurt Busch.
Okay, that could be good.
Yeah.
It's not Dale Jr., but it could be good.
It's not. Yeah, but I mean you go from like an A to like a B, so it's not a big nothing against Kurt Busch, it's just
yeah, we like Kurt Busch.
Dale Jr.
I know, he's like you look at who is the best ambassador for the sport, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Like without you don't even hesitate with that answer.
Guys, so
Yep.
I'm on this job
anyone's a
site last
downgrade.
week, and I find a plexiglass soda machine cover of Senior, $20. At Bad Boys in the Man Cave.
Nice.
I can sit and drink with Dale.
Nice.
I thought I had a picture
Second
of
best
it.
NASCAR driver ever.
Next to
I don't know. I'm deciding between Jimmy Johnson and Ross. I haven't decided. Ross. Yeah, Ross.
I thought I had
you
a
get
picture
in
of
this
it.
time, TikTok. I'm not even going to touch it.
The real intimidator.
The Ross,
my
the
gosh.
Intimidator. What makes him more intimidating? I can't tell if he's looking at me or not.
I mean, the way Corey wrecked, it looked like Brad was the intimidator this week.
Brad is awful intimidating when he's. I tell you what, if I was driving and Brad was behind me, I'd be like, "It's just one spot. Go ahead.
Yeah, just you take it.
You
take
go ahead and have
yeah.
that, buddy."
I got a business decision to make.
Yeah, we're gonna not wreck it this week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
6 is behind you pushing. All right,
We're gonna need
a
a incident days since last incident
Well,
for
that's
Brad
true.
behind you. I mean,
Although I
he's
will
qualified
say-
for it.
Most of Brad's issues seem to be stuck on the super speedways.
That's
I don't
true.
know that he wrecks people outside of there.
Yeah.
But when it's at Daytona, like
You better. He can push, man. If you suck, don't let him behind you.
Speaking of specific incidents, there was a point in time where we could have legitimately put days since last Ross and Denny incident, and it would have been happening enough that like it still would have been a
and now
a
they're
small
like
number.
BFFs. Like
Yeah.
it's so weird.
Yeah, he totally c***ed him.
I hate that guy too.
He made him his best
All right.
friend after wrecking him.
Let's rate your hate.
repeatedly.
Austin Cindric or Denny Hamlin? Who's higher?
Austin Cindric.
Wow.
What? Wait, what are we talking about?
David, I was ranking David's hate. Austin Cindric or Denny
hatred.
Hamlin?
Hatred. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I prefer Denny Hamlin to Austin Cindric.
Wow. Now, is it because he's in the 2-car?
No, it's because he's a pompous
Spoiled
asshole.
Yeah. That's I listen. I understand it,
Denny is too, but at least Denny was a poor pompous asshole.
and he earned.
He
his,
earned it.
I mean, he did.
I don't
yeah.
like him, but he's a great driver.
Well, he is. I mean, he's one of the best.
Yeah, so I
Like,
can't knock him for the fact. I can knock him that he's gay. I just can't knock him.
Do we have to cut that out?
No,
that's
I
fine.
mean, it's fine.
We've left worse things in.
I saw this stupid clip. Well, he's like, this dad's walking up to his daughter and she's dressed like she's in the 90s. She goes, "Yeah, Dad, 90s are back in." He goes, "Oh, that's gay." And she goes, "You can't say that." He goes, "Guess 90s aren't that
I guess the
far
90s
in."
are back. That was totally acceptable 15 years ago. Or 20. I don't
miss
know.
the old days, boys.
Oh, man. Back when men were men and not wearing dresses.
They're not wearing dresses.
Call people gay if we wanted.
I still do, but that's just because.
Like
Going
if
to Phoenix.
Like if I say retarded, like do you have to bleep that?
Did you guys see?
I haven't any other time.
Did you guys see Shane Gillis was on Saturday Night Live and said retarded on TV?
Yes.
That was actually really bad stand-up.
I didn't watch it, but
he was like,
he's
so
funny.
All my stuff is not TV approved. It just wasn't funny. Like his stand-up portion was like,
It's just awkward.
yeah.
He's probably going through like, can't say that. Can't say that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Looking
God.
forward to Phoenix, Arizona.
Arizona. Are we going to do some picks at some Phoenix?
I would like to pick. I won't pick first this time. Who wants to pick?
I'll do it. Sure. I'll take the winner from the last race.
I
there.
figured you were going to do that.
Ross Chastain, air blocking mother effer.
I'll tell you what.
It'll be the battle of the blockers.
And just to be appropriate in this, I'm taking the champion from the last time we were there.
Yeah,
I think
the
YRB
second place
gets it
finisher.
done.
That's right.
Yeah. I think he gets the dub this weekend. Fords are looking a little better. His track record there is incredible. Number 12 goes to Victory Lane, baby.
Wow, that's predictable. I'm going to go with the not so predictable and go with Brad. No, I'm not going to go with Brad.
That's true. The rest of us, yeah. Mitch is taking Corey LaJoie.
I'm going to
And
go
you're
with
taking-
William Byron.
I mean,
Yeah, that's not a bad pick.
He's going to get a second win of the year already.
I keep forgetting he won already. I think I'm just blocking Daytona out of my head.
we were there. I seen it with my own
That was the
eyes.
most confusing finish in the world. Like, yeah.
You know what that
Anyway.
reminded me of? Actually, was when the Eagles won the Super Bowl and the ball was in the air, it dropped, and then it was like, I don't know if you guys remember that moment, but for me,
I remember it very well.
it was sort of like, is the game over? Like I was waiting for the confetti or something. I don't know. It was like
Yeah.
There's
kinda
actually
awkward.
video of me jumping as it hit the ground.
Oh really? Oh, you knew what was going on.
He knew.
I knew. Oh, I knew. I was like, we're going to Broad Street.
And then we did, and we didn't die. So that was the.
I flirt with a few girls beside my wife to get free beer, and then we ditched them. You remember that?
Playa.
I do not remember that part.
I was like, hey, how's it going? They had a whole case of Busch Light.
I think I was focusing on not dying that day.
It was cold.
It was, and there was 10? Was it 10 or 11 million people
There was a lot.
in like a 2-city block?
Remember when that
gap?
big black chick started fighting the other chick, but we were squeezed in so tight getting into the subway they actually couldn't fight each other?
Do you remember? Okay,
It was like penguins hurting. It was ridiculous.
do you remember? We
awesome.
totally cut the line getting into the subway.
Yes.
Like for sure, like by a lot. But no one was paying attention, and we slipped in, and then like 30 seconds after we did, someone tried to, and they started a brawl over it. And you and I are just standing there like,
Sneaky I am.
we almost died.
Hey. They said there was like 3 billion beers drank that day.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure, and probably just by the team.
Just by the
remember Kelsey was just like
Oh, yeah.
blasted, and they gave him a microphone.
Still rocking my Kelsey jersey for the day. R.I.P.
Oh, the legend.
To his career.
Totally cooler
career, yeah.
than his brother. Totally cool. He's the better Kelsey, for sure.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Watching him shirtless jump out of the suites at the Kansas City Stadium to
Yeah,
hand
that was
out
pretty
beers or take selfies, like that's my dude. That's a guy.
He's the man of America. I can't wait. I can't wait to see him in a booth. I think he could be the next John Madden.
They should. Have you seen any of the clips from their podcast? It's like
Oh, yeah.
legit funny.
They have a great podcast.
Well, they're the number
It's
one
so-
podcast in the world.
yeah.
After us, naturally.
Who's gonna tell him?
Yeah. I think their knockoff podcast, the ones that are called like Newer Heights, they have more views than we do.
Yeah, probably. But hey, our fans have been growing, and we appreciate it, guys.
Yeah,
Keep-
thanks for reaching out and listening. And before we wrap it up, Alex, let's pick Xfinity.
Yeah, don't forget to
Xfinity?
like, comment, and subscribe, and ask your questions, and hit us up if you are on social media and you've made it this long. Obligatory. Hey, it works. There'll be
does.
times when people say that, like, smash that like button. I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't.
Just smash it. So you got to know.
Smash that like.
So on
Okay.
YouTube right now, it's
Yep.
it's like right there, I think, or maybe it's this side.
It would be the other side.
Yeah, be that side. Go ahead and smash that like button right now. Just
Oh, there it is, right here.
I think it's the other side. Ah, well, it doesn't matter.
I click both. So one of them, wherever the like button is, go ahead and click it.
We need to come up with better clickbait, man. Like, you want to get views, you want to ascend to the top the shady way, just do the most outrageous BS.
I think we
like,
need to come up with what our fans are called.
I don't know, for being a bunch of
The heroin addicts. Oh, wait. No, that's not it.
the dopamine addicts.
The dopamine addicts. The CNN quantity.
oh my gosh, yeah, there's days that's more accurate.
Yeah. I mean,
I
we
don't
are.
know. For being a bunch of ugly middle-aged dudes, I feel like we're doing pretty well. Because
I'm
out that
middle-aged now.
There is.
I just turned 30. I'm middle-aged now.
Yes.
Oh,
You're
no.
middle aged.
I'm going for quality, not quantity.
Yes.
All right. That was the first time I heard this.
You better get married because you're rapidly approaching the point where what's it say? You're either going to be a stepdad or she's going to be fat.
I will not put up with that. I will live with a dog.
I probably can't say that, can we?
It's fine.
Did you just say that
Fine with
dogs
me.
are better than fat chicks?
Yes.
That's what
That's what I said. I'll live with a dog. I don't even like dogs. I like fat chicks less.
Nolan's building his own house. All the doors are 8.5 inches wide. And if you can't fit, you can't sit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It's not
So when-
shallow. It's a lifestyle.
I said I added airbags to my car shocks. That's not why though. It wasn't to accommodate my new options.
never mind. I'm not even going to talk about that.
So when do we turn this podcast into a dating show for Nolan and Mitch? I think it's time to get them hooked up.
I look like Megan Fox. Have you guys seen those stupid? There's like this dating show that was out, and it's all over the reels. But she said she looked like Megan Fox, and she doesn't.
Not even close.
No.
That's awkward.
That's like Nolan saying I look like Keith Urban.
No, mate.
Like, yeah,
I play
maybe
guitar like Keith Urban.
play
Yeah.
guitar like Keith Urban.
I'll tell you what, if you hear him playing guitar, you forget that he doesn't look like Keith Urban.
Yeah, close your eyes.
Yeah.
Last time I heard him play guitar, I was drunk singing the national anthem.
Oh
I
my
do remember
gosh,
that.
yeah.
Michigan.
Allegedly.
So Xfinity picks. Who do we got for Xfinity this weekend?
I don't even remember who's racing.
Yeah. Who are the ringers?
I don't
Let's
even
get them
like.
out of the way.
I'll just go Cole Custer.
Oh,
I think
you
he does it
suck.
again.
Good pick. I'll take Allgaier.
I'll
You
take.
fair weather
Nice.
fan.
Wow. I'll take Dinger. Dinger's
I like
back.
Good
Dinger's back.
Good pick.
He's
I don't
back
have
in
my
the series
controller
he
anymore.
likes.
We've evolved in every aspect besides the fact that I don't do sound effects anymore.
You know, we need to get this
which
back.
that actually
We
might
gotta
make the
work on this.
podcast better not having those.
I don't know. They were pretty funny.
They were funny.
You did abuse them a little bit. I remember when I first came on this podcast and like we would just be talking and
Ding, 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 ding.
David's ADHD would hit and then
Hey,
But
I
it was
mean,
nice. You could tell when David was done with a topic.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
hell? What the hell?
What the hell? Can we talk about something else now?
Hey,
Yeah.
This episode of
we're here for entertainment. Let's
This
be
Racing
honest.
Addicts podcast is brought to you by A2B Media. For all of your audiovisual needs, A2Bmedia.com.
If you live
but
in
yes, close.
the East Coast. Anyway.
.org.
Just type it into Google.
Just type it into Google.
Google it.
Booble it.
That's a grind my gears. There is no domains available that are convenient. None. They all suck.
I have my own.
you.
DLGelectric.com.
Yeah, it must be nice. Apparently, there's a lot of A to B medias in the world because I could not find anything remotely close to what I
Well,
want.
maybe you should have been more creative with your company name, like me. I
I'm
used
gonna-
my initials.
User 742-9.
What's your middle name?
Loy,
His?
his, Alexander,
ACB Media.
Collins.
Collins. Oh, wow, you knew that.
Thank you.
ACB.
Wow.
That would be confusing because people would put in ABC Media and then use your competitors. Anyway, I digress.
ACB.
Do we want to do truck picks? Or are they even racing?
They are not. Oh, that's actually a good question.
Should I? We'll just stall. Yeah,
They
because
are
I'm 100%
not
sure.
racing.
They're not racing.
They're not racing.
No. Okay.
Should we pick Arca? No, I'm just kidding. Please don't.
Frankie Muniz.
He's not running anymore.
Jesse
Love.
Brenninger.
Jesse Love.
He's not running anymore either.
Oh, let's not watch it.
Hey, the Jesse Love hype is I think dead a little bit, or at least muted. I don't know.
I think you can have one bad race.
I don't know. I feel like what we saw this last week is going to be this season. Top 15. Not bad, but not exciting.
Do you think his first two races were a result of just having good equipment?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
And like, so at Atlanta, nobody passed in the Xfinity race. Nobody.
Right,
So
right.
like, I don't know. He started first and finished, well, not first, but
Yeah, fair
Right.
enough.
I don't know. He's a good driver, but
So you don't think he's a championship contender despite that start?
not this year at all. I think the hard part is Xfinity's so stacked right now. Like there's a
Xfinity's
lot
got
of
some
talent in
drivers.
Xfinity, and
It is stacked.
I think he's going to be a solid top 10, top 15 guy. But that's all I'm willing to give him.
I think Chuck is stacked. It's got Ty Dillon in it. Oof. Just kidding.
Oof. Oh, you know what's depressing is when you drop 2 series and you still run 25th. Yikes.
What was Jordan
It's
saying?
gonna be more depressing when Austin Dillon does the same thing.
Yeah, that's true. No, Jordan Bianchi threw some major Ty Dillon shade on the teardown this week. They were talking about Carson Hocevar's performance, and like they were giving Carson a lot of credit, which was I knew you would like. But then at one point, Bianchi goes, "Well, let's be honest, anybody was an upgrade from Ty Dillon." I'm like,
He speaks the actual truth.
Yikes!
but he's normally a lot nicer than that. So I was like, "Damn, he must." That's pretty bad if he's being that blatant.
I made a comment after that was you couldn't have picked a better replacement for young guys than Carson Hocevar. That's my take because I think he's that good.
Hey, he impressed me yesterday because he came from the back twice, and I didn't see him make any noise. And like that's to me, when you're a rookie, you want to finish well and not make noise.
I wonder if Steven Tyler's related to him. They both kind of look like a woman. He looks like he could be Steven Tyler's son.
like a lady. Perfectly appropriate.
That should be his entrance song.
It could be. Nice background, by the way.
You gotta own it at this point. Like make that your Bristol intro song.
I really like. I mean, I just want to say Carson. He hasn't finished 2 of the 3 races, but he started on the 3rd row of the Daytona 500 because he finished like 3rd in his duel or something.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's fast, and then he finished well, or he was going to finish well at Atlanta. He was running in the top 10, I think, when he
was doing well
when he got air. So I don't know.
Nothing you could do there. And he got Keselowski to Daytona.
Him
so.
finishing. He did. That's true. I mean,
If you can't be pushing the trial, just go to the back.
Well, he went to the back.
He did. Yeah, not even by choice.
Anyway,
Well, I think that about wraps up what we have today, I hope, because if we ramble any longer,
I'll start talking about Carson Hocevar for 10 minutes.
Have a great week. We'll see you next time. Shout out Mitch for missing.
Holla, Mitch, we miss you. Bye.
Peace.